collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Memorial Edition Gabutyvolver from Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is a repaint of the normal Gabutyvolver that was used by Kyoryu Red in the King-ohger versus Kyoryuger movie, which I still haven't seen yet. Definitely need to check that out. But you can see it gives him this new form that's called Gabutyra Kyoryu Red. It was only used in the movie, and you can see it's kind of similar in appearance, at least in my opinion, to the carnival form. I feel like it's using that same chest piece here, repainted to look slightly different, but still looks pretty neat. So I got this from Amazon Japan, and I did try to get the Memorial Edition Gabutyvolver, and for whatever reason, they sent it out, and then they decided that I couldn't have it, and they returned it to Amazon and refunded me. But they decided I could have this one, so I don't know. But hey, at least I got one of them. Definitely would have rather had the regular one, but then again, there were issues with that one, and they had to send out replacements, so it was a whole thing. So at least I got one of them. But it looks really sharp. You can see here on the front of the box, you know, it has this red section here, as opposed to the original being mostly yellow. The black is still there. Up top here, you can see just a really close-up look at the top of it. Down here, your usual warnings and whatnot. You will need 3 AAA batteries. Over here on this side, you can see he has these like arm pieces. Again, kind of similar to the carnival form, because there are 2 new Judenchi created, or I should say probably featured in the movie, but included in this. And then over here on this side just shows you the 3 Judenchi that are included. And then spinning it around to the back, just a really cool picture of Gabutyra Kyoryu Red, some fireworks and everything going off in the background. So, really nice packaging. I think this looks really sharp. I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of the box here, and we'll take a closer look. So here is everything that is included. Of course, you have the Gabutyvolver here, and then we have our 3 Judenchi. So we'll take a look at this first. We get kind of a cool new gold version of Gabutyra. Has the glow-in-the-dark side, and then the sparkly side. Says Gabutyra here on the back. Then we have our 2 new Judenchi. So this is Quetzal Cross. And there's number 24. And then number 25, we have Mosasaurus. Get it? Saurus. But they both look really sharp. I love the blue color. I think they both look really cool. I'm glad that the numbering continued from the original set that went up to 23, so that's really cool. So yeah, all 3 of these look really sharp. We will put them off to the side for the moment. Actually, real quick, I did want to point out, because I didn't get the original set, and I thought the new Judenchi were bigger. I think the pin system is at least different, so this thing, I don't know if it'll read the old ones, but I have a Tobaspino here that I picked up recently. Unfortunately, all the rest of mine are packed away, so I won't be able to test if the old ones work with this, except for Tobaspino. Now, I've tried Tobaspino, and it does read it as Tobaspino, so I don't know if that means all the other ones will work, but I thought I heard that the pin system was different, because that's why they want you to buy the original Gabutyvolver Memorial Edition to get 1 through 6, and then I think they're doing another one, the red and blue one, that I think is going to come with 6 through 10. In any case, they want you to rebuy the new Judenchi, so I think the pin system is different, but it seems like this one works, so I don't know. But they are about the same size. I mean, I thought they were supposed to be a different size. I thought these were supposed to be bigger. And it's weird, they kind of feel or seem bigger, but they're really not. I mean, as far as I can tell, they're the same width. I mean, maybe they are ever so slightly larger, but it feels pretty negligible. So, I don't know if someone's actually measured these, but when I just kind of put them next to each other here, they seem pretty much the same size. So, I don't know. But, yeah, very cool looking Judenchi. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Gabutyvolver here. So, it looks really sharp. You know, you have this really nice green eye here that lights up. You got the speaker right here. Beautiful metallic silver paint for the jaws and elsewhere. Some really nice metallic red here on the front. The piece that you spin here is fully painted red and black. No translucent bits. Some nice yellow here. Looks really, really sharp. When you connect to the sword, here are the release bits. I don't have the sword yet. I don't have either. I tried to buy the original sword, and again, they told me no and sent it back. I do have the, I forget the name of it now, but the red and yellow one that King uses. They did a Memorial Edition. I have that on pre-order. We'll see if I get it or not. but I believe they did combine the two of them in the movie, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. But yeah, it looks really nice. You have your two buttons here, one for phrases, one for background music, and then in true Memorial fashion, you have to remove this plate before you can get at the segment here where you put in the batteries. So you just unscrew this little plate, pops off, put in your 3 AAA batteries, and then your on and off switch is concealed inside there as well. But before we turn it on, I wanted to do a quick size comparison with the original Gabutyvolver, which I do have. And honestly, they're pretty similar. The handle on the new one is definitely bigger, and like I said, it hides the battery compartment. But other than that, I feel like they're pretty similar. I don't really feel like they're much bigger. If they are bigger, it's kind of hard to tell, and I apologize, this is a little dusty, but it really feels like they're pretty similar size with the exception of the handle. So if you have the original sword, it might connect. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't have it handy. It's been packed away years ago. I kept this out just because I love this. But yeah, it honestly, it might connect with the old sword. It really feels like just the handle is bigger. Because they wanted to put in the button for the sound effects and everything, and obviously just so it looks better and holds in your hand nicer. But that also might be why, like, the old batteries fit, because this section might be the same size. I don't know that that's any bigger. But it looks really sharp, looks really good. Let's go ahead and turn it on. So we will pop this off again and turn this on. So you can see the LED lights up there, looks really sharp. So at this point, if you just hit the trigger, so it kind of alternates, it gives you 2 blasts, and then just kind of like a fun, you know, hi-ya or something from Cody Red. So I think that's kind of fun. So that's all that does on its own without any Judenchi inserted or anything like that. So the first button here is going to give us some phrases. I believe there's 12 in all. Those last two are my favorite. May have gone all the way around. Yeah, I think that's all of it. So there's 12 phrases. You just keep cycling through with the button. There are 3 background songs. So I can't play very much of them for copyright issues, but there's that background song. Then there's like the original theme, but it's like an instrumental version. So it doesn't have words to it. And then there's another song. So the cool thing is, I can't really demonstrate it, but you can hit one of the buttons to start the background music, and then you can kind of transform, you know, while you have the music playing, and it'll still go through everything and keep playing the music the whole time, which I think is pretty cool. There's also the ability, if you hit both buttons at the same time, you can switch between the 2 modes. The first mode is just kind of like the standard stuff, and then the second mode is King will talk while you're transforming, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and first we'll do just a normal transformation. So we'll pop in our Gabutyra. So I've noticed that I was playing with this before I started the review, obviously, and it feels like I can't switch out of the king mode, which is really strange. So let me try this again. And maybe he always talks in both modes, but I thought that was the main difference. So if you hit this... Okay, so now it's supposed to be in the normal mode now. But he's still talking. Alright, maybe I just have them mixed up. Let me switch to the other one. Still talking. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if mine's messed up or if I'm doing something wrong. But when you hold them down the one time, it's supposed to say Vamura, and then the other mode it says Mucha, which you heard the difference there. But they sound the same. So I don't know. Maybe the normal transformation is the same in both modes. I don't know. But I feel like when I first took it out of the box, it did like have a version where he didn't talk. But it doesn't seem to want to go back to that. So, I don't know. They sound the same to me. If somebody knows what the difference is, please feel free to let me know in the comments. But you can switch back between the Vamura and the Mucha. I can't really tell what the difference is. Now, we do have our other two Judenchi. So, we'll go ahead and pop one of these in. Start with Quetzal Cross. And then we'll try Mosasaurus. We can also try out just these on their own. And then Mosasaurus. And then we can do the two together. Now, if you have the other Judenchi from the Memorial Edition, you can do a lot of the different, like, Carnival-esque forms. You can put in Tricera and Stegochi. You can do Parasaigon and Zakutoru. You can do Ankydon and Dricera, all that kind of stuff. So you can do those forms. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't have those to show you. I wish I did, but I can't. So you can do those kinds of things. I'm just for fun. I'm going to throw in Tobaspino here, since I have it handy. So it does read it as Tobaspino. So I guess maybe that's the main difference. Like in the regular version, it'll do standby as long as you want, and then when you hit the trigger, he'll say fire. In the other version, it'll actually cut it off, and he says fire, and that's when you have to hit the trigger. So maybe it's just as subtle as that. And also, I just wanted to show off, I have Gabutyvolver in there right now. So it just says Kyoryuger change again. You can't armor on or anything like that, which makes sense since this is used for a special form change. I think this is a pretty cool release. Obviously, there's a lot more you can do with it if you have all of the other Judenchi, or when the sword eventually comes out, there'll be compatibility with that as well. Personally, I think I would have rather had the regular Gabutyvolver Memorial Edition, because I just feel like there's more functionality there. But that's not to say that this one doesn't have a decent amount. Plus, you get the 2 new Judenchi, which I think is really cool. So definitely something I think, it's worth checking out. If you're on a budget, you'd probably want to stick to the regular version, because I think that's kind of what you'd get the most out of if you're a fan of the show. Obviously, this really only existed for that one movie, and of course they're going to make it because it's an easy repaint for them, and they just have to put in a little bit different in terms of electronics, but still a really cool release. It has the background music. I kind of wish it had the traditional theme instead of the instrumental theme, but that's not a big deal. I like everything that's included here, and I like the capabilities that it has, but unfortunately it feels like to get the true full functionality, you have to get 2 other toys, which is kind of a shame because you need those other Judenchi, and then eventually you're going to need the sword. So I don't know. The old Judenchi and the old sword might work. I know the red sword they did as part of king-ohger won't work because that one can't transform. But if you have the original sword from back during Kyoryuger, that might be able to hook onto this. I don't know. It does feel like it's pretty much the same size as the original toy, so it very well might. If I can get the other sword, I'll have to see. Maybe I can dig out my original sword. I have to remember where it is at this point. But in any case, it'll be interesting to see the size comparison, because obviously that comes with a longer blade, but then you can swap it out for the normal size blade, and that might be very similar. I guess I could do a comparison with I still have the red sword from king-ohger. In any case, I think this is a cool release. Like I said, if you have the funds and you've been collecting all of the Memorial Kyoryuger stuff, I don't think you'll be disappointed with this. It looks great, looks very sharp. The paint applications are all really nice. The bigger handle feels really good in the hand. I like that they hide the battery compartment and the on and off switch. The background music and the phrases are nice. I still don't really know what the difference is between the Vamara mode and the Mucha mode, but I don't know. If someone would like to school me in the comments, please feel free, because I'd be very interested. The only difference I could really see was that with the Vamara mode, it could go in the standby music forever and then eventually transform whenever you feel like it. In the Mucha mode, it kind of cut it off and he said fire, and that's when you were supposed to pull the trigger. That's really the only difference I could find personally, but maybe I missed something. I'm sure I did. So again, I think this is a really nice release. It was a premium Bandai release, so not the easiest to come by, but if you can find one for a reasonable price, you're a big Kyoryuger fan, or that movie king-ohger versus Kyoryuger, I think it's a nice pickup. But if you're on a budget, I think you probably would stick with the original Gabutyvolver Memorial Edition, which I think at this point I'm going to have to track one down at some point because I need those Judenchi. Unless I can eventually find my original Judenchi and they work in this, that would save me a lot of money. But otherwise, I'll probably have to track one down because I did want one. I tried to buy one, but they said no. In any case, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.